Hello, today we are doing a question from hydrodynamics. Let's get into the question. I think you can see the question here. Two identical rectangular wooden blocks are just floating by means of two metal spheres x and y as shown in the figure. If the relative density of the material of the spheres are made of is S, the ratio between the volume of x and y spheres. Right. Write the question first and then let's find the answer. Comes to the equations you should know regarding hydrodynamics related to this question, you should know floating theorem equation of thrust equal to weight, and of course relative density of material divided by density of water, and U equals V rho G, of thrust equals volume, and density of liquid, and G U equals V rho G. These are all right. Hope you have tried the question. If you couldn't get the answer, yes, let's walk through the question right now. Right, two identical rectangular wooden blocks are just floating. Just floating, that means completely immersed and floating. Right, we are given the relative density, that is S, and the ratio between the volumes of x and y. Right, this is x and this is y. So we know the equations we need now. Okay. First equation is this. For the equilibrium, the downward force must be equal to upward force. That means for flotation, the downwards weight, that has to be equal to the upthrust. So this is upthrust, V rho G, and that has to be equal to weight. Let's assume mg is the weight of the block and the weight of this sphere. So we have used this equation to find weight of the sphere. The volume of the sphere is Vx and the density of the sphere is rho Ws. Because we are given the relative density here S, that multiplied by density of water, we are getting the density of the sphere, and that is multiplied by volume, we are getting the mass of the sphere, G. Right, that's the weight, and that has to be equal to V rho G, the upthrust given by the block. Here you can see only the block is inside water, so upthrust is acted upon only the block. So only by the upthrust acted upon the block, the entire system has to float from that force. Right, let's get into the other one. Vy, here you can see both sphere and the block, both are completely immersed. In the second diagram, now you can see both block and the sphere both are completely immersed in the liquid. So upthrust will be acted upon both of them. Right, let's write the equation, the second equation for this. Then total weight of block is mg, and the weight of the sphere, it has to be Vy rho Ws into G. So this is the total mass, total weight of the system. But here the difference is the upthrust is acted upon both. So V rho G, just as usual from the block, that is there, and the upthrust acted upon the sphere as well. So Vy is the volume that is inside water, and rho W, here this has to be rho W, this has to be rho W. So rho W G. Right, this is the second equation. Right. So they're asking us to find Vx over Vy. So once we wrote these two equations, you can see we have to subtract these two equations. Right. So these are our equations, first equation and the second equation. So let's subtract first from the second. Then we are getting mg cancel off, and v rho wg cancel off. So we are getting vx rho w, v by right. So then let's write vx rho w s g. Let's take all the vy to the other side. So we get Vy rho Wsg minus Vy rho Wg likewise. And now you can see rho w g is common, rho w g, rho w g. So then we can write Vx s equals Vy is common, s minus 1. So finally we can write Vx over Vy equals, yes, s minus 1, yeah, over s minus 1 over s. That is our answer. Right, let's look at the answers first. Right, here we are given s minus 1 over s, so the second one is the answer here. Hope you have tried the question, hope you have got the answer. If you got the answer, that's great. If you didn't, yes, that means you have to work on with your theory. So start working on it. You have to remember all the equations regarding any lesson, remember that, and you have to try more questions, then you will be familiar with it. One thing I have to add is that you have to be familiar with symbol type of questions rather than numerical value questions, because we are given numerical value of questions and also the symbols are also given some questions. So you should work on with both type of questions. Remember that.